Yay!
We're live.
Hooray.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I just hosted one last month, and I'm already like so brain dead. Today we're discussing Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston, and this is I think his debut middle grade novel.
Has he done other books? I thought it was his debut novel.
If I was a good host, I would have looked that up, but I forgot to. But
I am 90% sure, but I'm not 100%. I will look it up while you talk. Sorry, keep going.
It's his debut middle grade. I don't know about...
Well, Goodreads is only pulling up a short story collection in 2021 as well. And then obviously like this book and then the sequel.
Or maybe he does it under a different name.
That's possible.
Yeah.
Hello, Marlene.
But yeah. So I guess everybody pretty much knows everybody here. So is this your first time reading it or a reread?
It was
a reread for me.
Oh man. Yeah, it was the first time for me. And like, I'll admit going into it, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to deal with this because I don't really read middle grade that much anymore. And I was so surprised by how much I liked it. And I was like, I'm so glad that we nominated it that it got chosen because I never would have picked it up, honestly, had it not been for book club.
Oh, well, that's good. It was my first read through too.
Mm-hmm.
And I read it pretty much in an afternoon because I just couldn't put it down.
Yeah.
It was so consumable.
It really was, yeah.
So I read it for the first time as an arc, and I think I actually read it before it came out, which is unheard of. I hear that's what arcs are for, but that's not how I use them.
Yeah.
And I don't know when that was, but it was some time ago. And I was looking at what you guys were talking about on the Discord, and I was like, I do not remember some of this. I better reread it. So last Wednesday on my reading sprint streams on Twitch, I reread it.
Nice.
Took me like hour and a half or so. I just was like, yep, then done. Yay.
Yeah.
So
fast.
It's a speedy read.
Yeah. It was funny.
And also the British version is when it came out in hardback is like beautiful as well. I forgot it had like silver sprayed edges, and I was like, oh, it's so pretty because of course I read the arc, so I had actually not read the physical version of it.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, I borrowed it from the library, just like an ebook, and then I was at one of our local bookstore, and then they had that the used book section, and I happened to see it, and I was like, okay, well, I'm helping out my local indie bookstore, and I kind of want a copy of this for myself, so I bought it. Yay!
The cover is so pretty.
Yeah.
See, I prefer the British one.
I like both of them, honestly.
But I've had the sequel on pre-order for like this entire year, if not some of last year.
Like, was that at the end of this month, right?
I thought it was. Well, I have it on pre-order in the UK. I don't know if it's the same. I feel like in my head it's November, but it could be September.
Let me look.
It's definitely not August in the UK.
Yeah, it's saying August 30th here. But then it looks like September potentially for. Well, I can't tell which. I don't know. I'm looking on Goodreads. Yeah, I'm seeing. I don't know which one's the UK version.
30th, it'll be September 1st because we have them out on the Thursday and you guys are the Tuesday.
That makes sense.
So not too much longer.
Week.
Yeah,
that was perfect timing.
It was.
I was hoping there'd be another tour, but I've not heard from Penguin, so probably not.
Yeah.
It is Penguin, right? I feel like I've not made that up.
Mine says Balzer and Bray. Are they?
Yeah, I think that's Harper here. HarperCollins. Ooh.
I love that we have an insider now.
Yeah.
I like that that's actually not that much of a delay as well in including the translation. That's awesome.
Yeah. Because I've been off topic reading more translated stuff, and usually it's like years.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm doing it the other way. I keep recommending things to people, and they're like, "Oh, I wonder if it'll ever come out in my native language."
Yeah, well, it's like, I mean, this is a completely different book, but like and of course, I'm like, blanking on what am I even trying to think of right now. Vita Nostra, the rest of that series. I'm like, I think it's supposed to be translated, but when, I have no idea.
Yeah.
And getting it into English is like obviously more common than most of the other way around as well. So like, can't really complain, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, and like back to this one, I was looking up reviews, and there really aren't that many for this, which really surprised me because, like, on YouTube,
it was huge here because I think it was the Waterspoons Book of the Month when it came out.
I mean, there's a lot on Goodreads, but like on YouTube, I didn't find that many.
Oh,
That's
yeah, I
surprising.
guess.
Easy.
Like, I don't think there's as many.
Yay! Finally.
For those of you not in the know, Amber was trapped in the land of no camera.
I was. Stupid technology. What did I miss?
Technology really went, no.
Yeah.
We talked about whether or not it was our first time reading it and when the sequel's coming out. So that's pretty much all you've missed. Was it your first time?
No, I read it last year and I skimmed through it really quickly last month. And read my own recap, but then I also read the sequel. So
okay,
I'm going to try and recap
the sequel. I was saying
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of anyone getting an arc of it.
I'm
so
also
jealous.
approved by Harper on email.
Oh, nice. Nikki is like, oh no.
To me.
This is like, I used to love you, but now
I'll just leave again. Bye.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I guess just keeping it spoiler free, what were some of the things that you liked the most or that stood out to you?
The book.
Her relationship with absolutely everyone. She had really good friendships and also chemistry with the people that she didn't get along with.
Yeah.
She being Amari.
Yeah. I loved that it showed her mortal life and her magician life. I liked seeing both of those and how they kind of wove together. I thought that was a good balance.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I actually struggled with was a bit like how they knew so little about what Quentin had been up to, and like because of the age difference, some of the stuff that must have really kind of happened and gone on. I was a bit like, what's going on? And as the book goes through, you're kind of like, okay, it sort of makes sense. And I was like, I like that it's not just, it doesn't have to work at the beginning. Like, it works by the end, and actually that makes sense, like, because you like it's then not info dumpy, which I like.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot I liked about this. I love any sort of magic school type setting, and getting like the bureau here was really fun, I thought, and just like, I mean, all the different elevators, and I feel like the world building in general was really cool, and it was just lots of fun magic types, and like, God, I don't know, I don't know, I can't even words right now. It was just so exciting. But I think a lot of the world building really worked for me.
Yeah, I think it's fun where it would definitely appeal to all ages, not just middle school, and it's just, it kind of gives me kind of the same vibes as Percy Jackson, like the fun, kind of out of the box stuff. Not that they're quite the same, but I just like so much.
A lot of similarities though, because it's like a summer camp type deal. Like, regular people don't know about it, and like almost like the mist thing in Percy Jackson, or like it's like you can't see it until you have the eye drops thing, and then you can see like people and things like that. And so I think there's kind of like there's lots of similarities that really work for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with that, Marlene. Because I mean, I feel like you kind of have like the houses sort of thing with like the different tracks you can do, but it did make it its own thing. And I feel like I had seen maybe on Goodreads someone kind of comparing it to Men in Black, kind of, with some of the stuff, which I was like, that's actually a really fun comparison.
Children's Men in Black.
Yeah, and I love that they got to choose. They weren't just assigned.
Yeah.
I really liked that.
Yeah.
I do wonder if the author did that because of Harry Potter, because everyone was always complaining like it's really silly that only Harry got to choose not Slytherin.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if the author took that and was like, it does make sense that they're allowed to choose themselves.
Yeah. And I think also kind of like, you know, I like the way it sort of amplifies that something that is inherent in you as well. I think that's really lovely. And like and if you look at the things that were like their talents before, like it was like a really nice thing. And it was also kind of like, and I love the one where it was like freakish organization, and it was like, hello.
I know, right?
I feel seen.
Yes.
Yeah. But you know, like I like it, you know, like it doesn't matter if you're a nerd or an action hero, or if you can like do all the gymnastic stunts, or if you're a magician. Like, you're all welcome here, and it just felt a bit more happy.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, it's more like after school training for an eventual job than it is like a school as well. Like, yes, you're learning, but it's not really about that. It's about learning for that job and stuff like that, which I really like as well.
I loved too all the stuff she had to go through to go to her interview.
Yeah.
Yes.
She had to wear the striped suit. And then once she was in, they had this whole spiel that they gave parents so they would think they were at a summer camp. Like, I just thought everything was so well planned out.
I like that the suit was actually irrelevant. It was only to win over the guy, like, to get her through because she was late and stuff like that. I was like, I'm such a child. Because I'm just like, that's brilliant. That is pure, like, excellence.
Yes. I will say, like, at times reading it, it was like, okay, yeah, this is definitely a middle grade book, because, you know, it's just like, as an adult, you're obviously like, okay, well, that's a little over dramatic, or like, why are you saying that to people? Like, just kind of rein it back with their kids.
Like that.
I know, exactly. So like,
but also, like, as a kid, you want stuff like that in your books because it's fun and it makes it more interesting and engaging. Like, you know, at the end of the day, we're not the main audience. We just happen to be enjoying it.
And I did, but it was times where I was like, okay, I'm not exactly the target audience here. But oh my God, some of those middle schoolers, I was like, I do not like you. You are a mean person.
One girl, I literally said in the chat, I want her to go suck a lemon. Or I want a boogeyman to get her. I did not like her.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any other non-spoilery things? The audiobook was really good. That's how I
do
it. Yeah, the narrator did a really good job.
That's good.
Yeah, I liked how there's like little illustrations at the starts or ends of chapters. I don't remember which way it was, but I thought that was just like kind of cute.
That must be a US thing. I think in the UK
really?
one, there's a full page picture right at the start, and I was like, oh, I didn't know it was illustrated, and it's literally just that one thing.
It's interesting they took those out.
Yeah.
I'm now wondering, like, was there something on the chapter page as well? But if it was very small.
Yeah.
I had the ebook, and I think they did the bigger pictures.
I think so.
Just before each chapter.
I knew I should have put mine down.
I know, mine's like in the other room.
Yeah. But yeah, I loved it. Oh, we have evidence.
Yes.
Did you get the one with the sparkly pages, Amber?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Can't really see on here.
So pretty. I love too that they have middle grades now that are pretty like that. It's not just YA.
But like all of my prettiest books are middle grades. Like, check out the UK versions of Nevermore and Pages and Co. Like, they've got these amazing, like, intricate naked covers underneath the hardback paper dust jacket, and I'm like, why are you so pretty? I can't handle it.
When I was that age, I would have flipped out.
I would have died.
Yeah.
That's what
I nearly died as an adult.
Oh wow.
That's so pretty.
Yeah,
that's really nice. But yeah, we do have one big picture at the front.
Okay.
And then we've got the chapter headings, but that
there
seems to be it.
So
That
what
must
the
be what I was
ebook-
thinking about. I don't
Yeah,
know.
what my ebook did, it didn't have the one on the left, but it had that little one, but like full page.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So just
Yeah, that may have
reduced
been
it.
what happened with, because I
Yeah.
did read it on ebook first. I don't
Yeah,
know. It's interesting.
that's crazy that it's different like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Do we, I guess, just want to go right into spoilers?
I've just seen Marlene's latest comment, although I think it was 3
Oh,
minutes
I
ago.
think that was the main thing I did not receive.
Oh, is that the bullying?
I think so,
Probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, I thought it was actually nice to see it, but obviously it's hard to read. Like, but I thought it was an interesting representation of like how to do it and stuff like that. If it didn't feel like every bullying story I've ever read, but it was equally not miles away. It just felt slightly better done. Where like she was like, "Do you know what? I'm just going to mostly ignore them," and you know, like yes, it's tough, especially like when she's doing like her track stuff because that's who she's mostly with and stuff like that. But like it was nice not to have it be a focus but still have stuff happening and things like that. I think a lot of the bullying storylines I see like revolve around the bullying.
Yeah.
So I think it was just nice just to have it, you know, like yeah, people suck, but like
Yeah. And I just hate Laura. That's going to be the hill I die on.
Yeah.
Even if she gets a redemption arc,
The
that
worst.
does not excuse her behavior.
Yeah.
no, but I do think she's going to be better for spoilery reasons.
Yeah. I mean, I hope she's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she was. Spoiler. There was a bit right at the end of the book where she's a little bit better.
Yeah. There were 300 pages where she sucked, so.
yeah. Yeah, and it's like one page where she does not, but that's fair.
But I will keep an open mind for book 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I forgot, the other thing was Dylan with his cabin of illusions with the forest. I thought that was super cool.
Yeah.
I did like that. Yeah.
And then
And also, I want his tech magic.
yes.
I loved Dylan. I thought he was so cool.
He is very cool.
Yes. I was like, middle school me would have been so in love with Dylan. And he just became her friend, and I loved it. And then
Yeah.
spoilers.
I was gonna say, I feel like that's a good segue.
We were so wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I can't remember if I was like super surprised. I feel like I was at least surprised, like not entirely expecting that twist.
I wasn't. I'd read it before.
I was surprised. I was just going on with it, and I was like, "Oh my god, I love him!" And then it happened, and it's like, "You jerk!"
Yeah, excuse you.
It was
How
one of those things that, like, I
dare
knew
you.
it was coming, but in my head, I was like, "It's his sister," and then, like, it, like, kind of like she's like, "Oh yeah, no, it's definitely like the older sister whose name I've already forgotten," and then I was like, "Yeah, it's gonna be him, isn't it?" But I was like, I can't believe I completely spaced on that. So it was a good job I reread it because this would have been a nightmare otherwise.
You might have had completely the wrong idea.
You're like, what?
I'd be like, I remember she went to an underground thing with some lifts. That's what I remember of the book. But
Oh, thank you, Marlene.
we are pros at this, and I
But
don't
now
want
I'm
to hear
blocking
anything
out.
else.
Now I'm blocking Amber.
No, it's okay. I'll try and sit up and not slouch.
Oh my god, that's too cute.
I feel like with Dylan and just like, I don't know, all of that, like I kind of understand where they're coming from though, with like everybody being like, oh, magicians are bad, but then, you know, wanting to kind of, I don't know, fight against that perception, even if it's not necessarily the best way to do it.
So I am so excited to hear about all of the other magicians who are doing that in the correct way.
Yes.
Dylan can go die in a fire.
You assume that the other magicians are good.
Yes.
I do, yeah. And I feel like this is unfortunate because you actually know what's coming. But yeah, I think there's a lot going to happen around that, and I'm really excited for it. And I think kind of what Dylan did was just so kind of oh, you went to that extreme and you're so young. How did that happen? How did you get there? But also, I am so excited for him to be the bad guy, because with his tech powers, he can spy on anybody at any time. Everybody's fucked. I don't know how they're going to get around that. I'm so excited for this. I really hope that's been taken to its logical over extreme.
Oh, that's a good point. Other magicians were ignoring the hybrid thing. They were at best passive, not good.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we get more details in the next book, which I think we probably will. I also thought it was just interesting with the Knight brothers themselves, you know, because I feel like I can't remember who were the two. Wasn't it Van Helsing was one whole thing.
No, Van Helsing was the guy who took them down.
Okay.
Because that was Dylan's surname. And then one of them was basically Dracula, and the other one was...
Was it Moreau? It was Moreau, wasn't it?
Moreau,
yeah.
That's it.
So I thought that was really interesting, because it's you know, things from classic literature that was popping up in a very unusual way. And it's that's a really cool idea. I like this.
It made me so happy.
Yeah.
Cute. I also really... I've forgotten where I was going with that, and I just remembered. Oh no, brain. So professional.
I have not,
No,
but
yeah.
I would like to.
I read a retelling, I think, years ago.
Ooh.
Yeah. I've definitely read some stuff that it's some sort of retelling aspect. And what's it? The new Silvia Moreno Garcia book is a retelling, right?
Yeah.
Of some sort.
Oh yeah, of course.
About his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to borrow that off Moon, but. Oh no, I know what it was. I loved that Moreau was not Moreau, and I did remember. I remembered that bit, and the whole
Did not
time.
see that coming.
No,
The first time I was absolutely blown away by that, and this time I spent the whole time reading it, being it was so good. It holds up so well to a retelling. It's so good. Retelling, reread.
Yeah, that was very surprising to me. I feel like I should have picked up on it, because there were definitely clues, and whoever it was, who I don't remember, you know, kind of
the fortune teller.
Yeah.
I love the fortune teller to being this is not the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on she's talking to him, and then she's like, oh holy fuck, oh no.
Yeah. Exactly like that.
Yeah. It was so good. And also I was he literally said, I've already told the one lie.
Yep.
And now I promise to tell the truth. I would have been what's the lie, dude?
Yeah.
That's where you went wrong at your early stage.
That's right.
Yes.
But.
I also really liked Magnus. And I think in the chat, Marlene said she didn't really trust him at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I was going with it.
I feel like I was a little suspicious myself, but ultimately liked him, I think.
Yeah.
I liked him. And was it Fiona? Is that the other one?
Yeah.
I liked them both. I thought, and then I liked a lot of the adult characters actually.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Van Helsing's a pain in the ass, but but again, sort of coming from a place that you can understand, prejudiced, but you know, it was just they're going, okay, it felt more realistic than what you see in other books like that that we don't care to name.
Yeah. I love that Fiona and Magnus were a thing too. I thought that was adorable. And she's like, "Did I walk in on something?" And it's like, don't ask.
Yeah, that's possible.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I also really liked the scene where like Dylan lets Amari like take his place for the whole magic reveal, and she's like, "Let me show you all the beautiful things I can do with my magic." It's like, oh,
I loved
I
that.
love it. Yeah.
Yeah, although retrospectively massively self-serving.
Yes.
Yes, but at the time it was like swoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so interesting though, because like if you look like through the lens of being like, oh, that's why he was doing that.
Yeah.
Like befriending him makes sense because like he's going to try and convince her to come to his side and all that sort of stuff. But doing that when he already knows like, yeah, that is never going to happen. You're like, you could have just had her kicked out. You could have just had her ignored.
Yeah.
But no.
That's
Yes.
true.
I don't know. I think like their friendship's really, really cute, and it'll be interesting to see like the after effects of that, because obviously like the first book ends quite soon after that reveal. So like we have no real like flick on that.
Yeah.
But also I want her friend to get into the school.
Yeah, that's right.
Jalen, I
Yeah.
cried. Like literally cried at that scene.
Mhm.
That's so
very
cute.
I loved it. So
Yeah.
I want him to be in book 2.
Yes. Yeah.
Were dragon.
The were
Yes,
dragon. I
were
love
dragon.
that also.
What was her name?
Is it Elsie?
Elsie?
Elsie.
Yeah.
I loved
like that.
her so
Yes.
much.
Me too. Oh my god.
She was so cute.
Yes.
She needed more page time, and
Mm.
I'm excited to see more of her.
And I loved how she got her fire at the end.
Yes. I felt like
Also-
something like that was going to happen, and I was like, I mean, there's no way we can't do that. But when it happened, I was still just like, yes, this is glorious.
Yes.
I love it.
I liked that they found ways to still be friends, even though they were doing their own thing. And
Yeah.
that, like Elsie a couple
Yeah.
of times was like, actually, you're spending a lot of time with Dylan, like, and I'm still here. Hi, like, and you know, like that felt really lovely. But also, like that she was at the earlier stages, especially, kind of like being like, do you know what? I'm okay that I'm not a dragon yet. That you know, like I've accepted this about myself, and I'm aware that you know, like maybe I've not been courageous enough. And I'm like, oh, I just want to hug you, but also
I know, like yes, girl.
like you know. She was like, okay, I'm okay. And I was like, too much.
Precious little bee.
So soft.
Yes. I don't know.
I don't know what's
I figured it was a microphone. I don't know.
I thought someone was like folding paper or something.
Nope. Could just be like weird static.
Yeah, maybe.
I like how we were all just
My
like, oh,
phone's
that's
right
somebody
here. Maybe
else.
it's that.
I'm just like, the only thing I'm touching is my mouse.
Yeah, I'm not touching anything. So yeah. Oh man.
Oh, what else? I really like to it's been like 2 weeks since I finished this. Quentin and was it Maria?
Yeah.
The sister.
Their office was so
Oh, yeah.
beautiful.
I liked that it was like, yeah, Quentin's actually a bit of a mess. He's up there.
Yeah. That was fun.
Yes, and how they had their amalgamation of their names, which I'm also forgetting.
Vanquish.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
yes.
But all the little details like that, and then the Rumors and Questions magazine.
That was fun.
Oh my.
Yes, I thought that was so cute.
Yeah, I like how much of what they found was true as well. I you know, like it. Those rumors and questions, there was some good gossip going on there.
Yes.
Like, they were accurate. But
Yeah.
it's not really even gossip, it's just factual.
It was factual. Yeah, I'm curious. You know, to presumably Quentin's going to be featured more in the next book, and I'm very excited to see just
Yeah.
how he interacts with Amari and just, I mean, everyone in general, but I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, I think I was left wondering like whether he would sort of live up to the picture that Amari has painted of him, or if he's going to turn out to also be a dick.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be super protective, which is ironic considering he was the one that was like locked away in a coma for like 6 months.
Yeah.
I think that was the other thing is like going back to the early stuff, it's like he'd been gone for so long and there's so many unanswered questions and stuff like that. And I was like, I feel like they should have done more, like to reassure the family and stuff like that. But also, like they don't know anything and he's been gone for like that long and he's training the life force. I'm like, I'm sorry, he would be dead right now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, no.
Just no.
Yes.
But middle grade magic. There we go.
Yes. Fine.
Yes.
But it would be interesting to see what happens with Maria as well, like, and potentially Maria and Lara as well. So, like, I think there's some interesting stuff there. I just want the next book now.
Yeah. Soon.
I don't want to wait like 3-4 weeks.
Yeah. And I want to know more about Maria.
Yeah.
I really do. I think she would be a really cool character.
I'm also very much interested to see like what her dad does now. He, I assume, knows that she's a magician. Certainly knows that Dylan is. Like,
yeah.
Like that's gonna go down so well. Like in my head, like she's gonna have been like kicked out and like living with like Amari, and I don't know why, but I was like, I love this.
It'd be an interesting sitcom spinoff.
Yeah.
I don't think it's terribly likely.
You never know.
True.
I also loved that her neighbor was a witch. I just thought of that too.
Oh yeah.
She was watching her and she's like, I saw her like when she caught me. And then she had the drops. I'm like, you can see it? I was not expecting that. I thought that was cute.
Although I like that she like ran away, and I'm like, yeah, but you know you're a witch. It's not that terrifying.
Right. And she's a middle schooler. Like,
yeah.
Yes.
We had an early theory that Amari's dad had a magic link. Ooh.
Have we learned much about her dad? I actually can't remember.
No.
So.
No, I think just that he's not there.
Yeah.
Okay.
We mostly talked about Quentin and their mom.
Yeah, and the red bike. That's the only thing I remember about the dad. He promised to buy her a red bike and then didn't.
Oh yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
But no, there was some stuff saying, oh, like it can be passed down and things like that. But then they were saying she must have been born, although I don't know if they gave enough of a reason. So I don't know if that will kind of come out more on anything like that.
Yeah, I hope so. I can definitely see him doing that. I think he left it open enough to explore. So, but it was also nice too that it was kind of a complete arc for the most part. So you could definitely read it by itself.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I just don't want to read it by itself.
I don't.
I must continue.
I need to know what the great game is.
Yeah.
And a mystery. I need answers.
I liked that it was a mystery mixed with like the magic school or like kind of kid getting magic type vibes as well. Like, a lot of them are quests. And while this obviously had quest type elements, it was very much more the mystery side. And I thought that was really nice. It's a really good mystery. It's quite fun. I love middle grade mysteries anyway. Like I read a lot of them. So like it felt like it held up against the non magical variety, which is a fairly big compliment when you only get like 50,000 words.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I do feel like this is on the longer end for middle grade, but again, I mean,
it might have been slightly longer
much
than us.
But it
Yeah.
reads so fast. It doesn't
does.
feel like
Yeah.
it's that long.
Not me just adjusting my laptop. Sorry if anyone's getting motion sick, but my leg went numb.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Yeah. Carrie also in the Discord, she said it's kind of like the kids' version of Borderline. Like,
do you know what? I actually see that comparison.
yeah, like
I like it.
Yeah, and then I haven't read this, but she said there were also some parallels with Legendborn, the legacy
I did love
families
Legend Reborn.
Oh, yeah, I can see
looking
that.
down on anyone they
Yeah.
consider an outsider, which I thought was
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah, Legendborn was after, I think, because that was only like May last year, I think. I remember that right? I feel like it was last year and I read this before.
I think this came out first.
I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, I think this came out in January of last
Yeah, I think it was really early last year.
Well, hang on. Now this looks like this may have come out in November 2020 for Legendborn. No, wait.
No, Legendborn was definitely, I want to say May.
This says September 2020 here. Gotta love the differences in publishing
Yeah, it does say
dates.
2020 debut. It's all blurring into one, to be honest.
Yeah.
But well, that was the year we don't talk about.
Maybe it
Honestly,
was.
I feel
Maybe
like
it was.
the 2-year chunk is just like, I don't know. It's all the same.
Yes.
Okay, Legendborn was first, yeah. I've got September here.
But they were so close, I think.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah, it's only a
Only
few months.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying like they're based on each other or anything like that. It's just like, I find it interesting that you often get like little like pockets of books with similarities within a few months of each other. Although I don't think
the publishers hear what each other is picking up, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. And I think also like it's not necessarily particularly uncommon to have like, legacy families and outcast, or like a class type situation.
Well,
like this one obviously delved into both, but Amari wouldn't have had to have been lower class to have been picked out as non-legacy. Like,
yeah, but even in like Victorian literature, pretty much anyone that wasn't English was an outsider. So I mean, it's a. What did you say?
Just went, haha.
I'm
so childish.
Unfortunately, it's a storyline that is as old as time.
Yeah.
But
yeah. And not a good one, in fairness. Like not in that sense, but like, like we don't like anyone being looked down on as much as I might have made the joke.
You can say
you're backtracking now.
I'm not. I stand by my joke. I'm just saying, like, like it's not a good situation in real life.
Yeah.
Fair. Oh, hello.
Is she telling you off?
Always.
Yeah.
But also not the laptop around.
She's like, I have opinions and I need to be heard.
That's right.
Silly monster. Lily, no.
But yeah, did you have any cons or things that you would have liked more of? Because frankly,
it did feel a little bit too long for me. But literally only by like 50 pages. So it wasn't like, I don't think it was dragging or anything. I just feel like it could have been condensed a little bit. And I do feel like the author sometimes doesn't jump from scene to scene very well. Like he doesn't connect them. I don't know if that's common in middle grade books because it's meant to be like so fast paced. But sometimes the characters were like here and then suddenly they're going here and they just sort of appear. And it didn't flow great at times, but that's literally the only thing I didn't like.
I think Lily agrees with you.
Yeah.
Where like I I know what you mean about certainly the scene transition stuff, actually. And we were saying earlier we weren't sure if it was his first middle grade or his first actual novel.
I think it was a debut, wasn't it?
That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
But like, and if so, that maybe like might be part of it as well.
Yeah.
But I agree with Molly, and I'd have happily had longer. Like,
yeah, like maybe cut out a little of the filler to make the ending longer or something to kind of balance it. I mean,
I like the filler stuff though. It's like I want your like cozy family environment. I want your like learning to do shit. Like those are the things I love in books.
Yeah, I think I was on a high reading it, and it was just so good, and I read it in like one big chunk. So I'm like, I have no Laura bits.
No.
I think I do remember as I was reading it, like some parts in the middle, I was like, okay, I'm feeling a little like antsy. Are we getting somewhere? And then I do think that the sort of, I looked at the page count as I was approaching the end, and I was like, okay, well, how are we going to wrap everything up at the amount of pages we have left? So I do feel like the pacing was just kind of off in that sense for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, still really good in general.
That's fair. Although I read one this Wednesday that was way more like that, and I was like, I can't tell if there's another book coming or not. And I got to the end and I was like, I don't think there is, but that was very quickly wrapped up that you could easily like retcon so much of it, whereas at least this was done.
Yeah.
Like, it was interesting though, because when I read it originally I gave it 5 stars, and I think this time I probably have actually given it 4.5. Like I loved it, but I didn't love it, but I think maybe I'm just slightly stricter with my 5 stars, although I tend to be very forgiving with middle grade. Like, but I don't know what I'd have picked to knock that half star off, but it just felt more 4.5 star.
Sometimes it's just the feeling, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it's always a feeling for me. I don't have any logic to anything of my ratings. If you
I
think I have logic
do, like,
anywhere,
pile and stuff. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
I love people who can, but I'm like, I just liked this.
Yes. Just something about it works.
Yeah.
Well, and sometimes too, like different books, like cozy mysteries, I definitely rate differently than others. So yeah, it's just vibes.
I think that's why we're all friends.
Yep.
I love reading other people's core pile stuff, and I'll be like, oh, okay. And then I'll be like, yeah, but I don't know the difference between C and A.
Yeah.
That's before you hit the rest of the letters.
Yeah. Or like call pile doesn't really work for cozy mysteries because they're so formulaic. It's like I would rate everything so low if I did this.
Yeah, I think that's and maybe that's part of it because it kind of allows you to like do some of that cross genre stuff. But like I tend to just I'm very forgiving to middle grade. I'm quite harsh to like fantasy and sci-fi. And again, like as it gets adult, but I think that's because there's more complexity to it, so there's more stuff I can pick apart.
Yeah. Well, and the longer the book, the harsher I tend to get. Like you have to.
Like, there's a reason this should be this long.
Yeah.
Be like, I really want to give an adult writer and be like, you have the space of a middle grade book. You can have a few more words because like you can have smaller text, but you're allowed like 350 pages max. Go. And be like, see what happens.
Yeah,
and I think that's why I put like into like the Tor novellas, because I'm just like, yes, perfection, but still like adult concepts and brilliance, and I just love it.
I'm gonna have the writers in a fetal position in the corner, like I can't. Too much
They've only just left their village,
right?
Yeah, be like, can you imagine like Sam Shannon and like Brandon Sanderson just being like,
oh my god,
I can't
that was
do
my
this.
first thought was Brandon Sanderson.
Yes,
Yeah.
rumbling about the Way of Kings.
Yeah.
Like, can I do 350 pages?
Yeah, I will accept 2 novels as long as they are 2 novels, not like
not just split in the UK.
Yeah, like you just literally cut it in half. But you don't also get any long. So like The Way of Kings is 2 books as it is. You have to condense that back down to maybe a trilogy. And it's going to be shorter than one of those books was in the first place, the entire trilogy. And I can just imagine him being like, oh god, I hate that. But I think I just like, big books are terrifying, little books are wonderful. So I want more of it.
I feel like I need that on a coffee mug.
Yes.
That would be adorable.
Maybe when we
Maybe
start
that's-
doing Space Sirens merch.
I was
Yeah.
going to say maybe we should start some merch. Yeah. Be like, yes, again, we have picked a chonker. We all regret it.
Or just stuff from the chat, just random.
Yeah.
I want that on a mug.
Mm-hmm.
Well, any final thoughts or any predictions, which I'm horrible at? I just go with the flow.
I feel like I've given you all my predictions and they're all ridiculous.
I love ridiculous predictions here.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
know.
if literally any of them come true, I will die of shock.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know. What do we think the great game is? Like, because in my head, we've got like a Goblet of Fire style tournament. But I think it's probably going to be more something tricksy that Moreau has done.
Well, okay, so looking at the synopsis for book 2, it mentions
Cheating.
yes,
Kayla's done it the smart way.
yeah. That's right. No, it mentions it's a competition to decide who will become the Night Brothers' successor and determine the future of all magician kind, which is admittedly vague. There's a lot to work with there, but we have like an overall structure.
So is that can't be run by Moreau because he wouldn't stand someone taking his place. Is that run by the rest of the magicians? In which case, they're definitely more morally grey than I was expecting.
Yeah. I don't know.
I would not even go grey so much as pretty dark.
Well, it says the great game is both mysterious and deadly.
Ooh.
I like both of those things
Yes.
in my books.
Mm-hmm.
Thought I'd
Right.
clarify.
No, nothing like a good murder.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I am interested to see how it goes.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna go in not expecting that much because, like I said, I'm horrible at predictions. I'm never right. But I think a competition will be fun.
That's right.
I was doing that.
Yep.
Everybody dies.
Everybody.
Oh, that would be a shocker.
It would.
Like,
Oh boy.
I can see someone doing that. Like, their series didn't get continued, and they're like, "Screw it,
Yeah.
everybody's gone."
Do it, yeah.
I can see it in a non-middle grade book.
Yeah.
I feel like I might have read those.
I don't know. There was one chapter I read in a Malazan book, and I was sending Angela a message, and I was like, "Everybody's dying.
Mhm.
Who is going to be alive?"
That's when you start over with a whole new cast of characters.
Right?
Middle grade going dark.
But it's
Yeah.
the body count.
Flat outlet.
Well, next month, and I'm totally not going to pronounce this correctly, we are reading Light from Uncommon Stars by Rika Aoki.
That's how I've been saying. I don't know if that's right, but
I promise to look it up in time for the live show.
Harsh.
I've added it to my wish list, which is a start, but I still haven't bought the book.
I actually read it a couple months back because I had an in-person book club that chose that book. So I'm all
Nice.
set.
I don't own a copy, so unless I find it in my library, I'm probably not, just because I'm really trying to get that pile read. But mostly
Meanwhile,
what
I'm
happens
over
is I
here
look
like
at them and no.
chaos. Adding
Yeah,
more books.
Miss Buying Ban, I've bought 10 this week.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel something's going on with my brain here. It's like
I felt bad that I bought one, although there are 2 in my Amazon basket, so I can't really kind of poke any sticks.
Yes. All my online libraries, it's been a huge wait. And then I went to my public library and it was right there on the shelf. And on one hand, I'm like, yay. But on the other hand, I'm kind of sad. But
Oh, is it on script, Marlene? Oh, okay. I might read it.
Oh. Well, that's good to know. I just love the little interjections that Lily Cat's doing.
Oh, I can't hear
Yes,
her
it
because
is
I've got
on
my noise
Skype.
cancelling headphones on. So I love the fact that you guys can hear her. And I can't.
Oh my gosh.
She is sat like literally like here, so
Mhm.
like right
Good.
next to the laptop.
Supervising.
Well,
Nope.
that's okay. Butch is snoring. He's over this.
Nice. Yeah, it's a very interesting one. Like, on some parts are like Wayfarers vibes, but then other parts are like, Jesus Christ, this got really dark. There's a lot of trigger warnings, just like FYI.
Oh,
It
okay,
gets-
good to know.
It gets heavy.
I've heard it also is going to make you want to crave donuts.
Yes.
Should we all get donuts for the live show?
Yeah.
Yes!
So in my in-person book club, somebody did actually bring donuts for us. So we were all set.
That's the only way to go.
Yep.
Amazing.
That's
Oh
the
my
sort
God.
of book club I want to go to, for it to be honest.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, the tagline does say a queer alien courtship over fresh made donuts.
I mean, that sounds amazing.
What?
It does sound amazing.
I mean, like that is a good tagline.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna order it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, I did not love it as much as the Wayfarers books. I think there were some issues with pacing, and then also just like some of the content I was not prepared for. So
I don't think anything has lived up to Becky Chambers for me.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is a very high bar.
Mm.
Yeah.
Is this a standalone?
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Okay,
At least I think it
that's
is.
good.
That's good.
I mean, I've heard pretty much nothing but good, positive things. So, like, it's on the list of things I want to get to at some point, but because I
Mhm.
haven't picked it up, it's just lower down than everything that is in shot at the moment.
Yeah, I think I had found it on. Well, I have it on Kindle. I got it on an ebook sale a few months back. That was just like randomly, like a monthly deal or something like that. Yes, you need to get to
I'm
Wayfarers.
Really Molly now.
really surprised you have
Molly.
been in our chat so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally
my
about
God.
to get lynched. Like, also, how have you done this? Because I have made in your presence at least 2 people buy. Like the first one, like I think I
Mhm.
literally sent a copy to Kelly B. Like I was like, here, have a book. Like, I
You
don't know
must
how
read
you
it.
got away with this.
I'm not making Marlene buy anything anymore though because she didn't love City of Brass. So
I forgot about that. I forgot about that.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
Marley, we
no.
love you,
You're
but
a
no,
traitor.
you're not welcome here anymore.
That's okay. I was told when we did the live show for A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, if I didn't like it, I was kicked out.
That is true. In fact, I'm always certain that would have been me that said that.
It was you or Judith, or both.
Or both. Mhm.
That sounds like a very me thing to say.
Yeah. Yep. I'm here for it.
Actually. Oh,
Oh man. That's too funny.
oh dear. I feel very mean now.
No.
But it's coming from a loving place.
Yes.
We just want everybody to
think.
love the same books that we love.
You just
Yeah.
want everybody to have the same joy as you have.
Yes.
No, like most books I will understand.
Mhm.
Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, I'm like, I will literally defy anyone to not love that book. Like, it's just so pure.
Yeah.
I think it's the same for Legends and Lattes. Like, literally everyone I know, including me, like, when they read it, they're like, I will defend this to my death.
That's one I
Reading
cannot
that.
decide if I should get it or not. Like, I feel like I've heard everybody gushing about it, but I'm like, am I actually going to like this or not?
Kayla, you're probably going to get it eventually. So
Yeah, I know.
just give it.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Well, on that note, I think if you haven't read Amari, I think you should, even though
Mhm.
hopefully you
Agreed.
didn't watch the spoiler section.
Yeah.
Um,
And I hope you're
Yeah.
also as excited as us for end of August / very early September.
yes.
For
Which reminds
donuts.
me, I should put
Yeah.
that
I meant for Amari and the Great Dane, but also for donuts.
Also donuts. Yes. Both of these things.
Oh my gosh. Well, we will announce the date closer to time, and I think we'll have a reading schedule up closer to time as well.
That sounds
So,
like things we do.
link to Discord and Twitter down below. That is what we do halfway through the month.
Yeah.
Pop it up.
Mm-hmm. Amari and the Great
Amari
Donut.
and the Great Donut.
Love it. Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Well, we will see you guys later, and I'm gonna awkwardly end the broadcast.